Next applicant is Timothy Eden. Tim will give you a couple minutes to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about where you're coming from and what you have to offer for us in the district, and then we'll move on to our questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. Like I said, I'm Tim Eden, and I would like to thank the school board of directors for the opportunity to be considered for an open seat on the board. I feel that it is an honor to be given this interview. I have no problem with the interview process or the order in which the interviews take place. My family and I moved to State College over 19 years ago. 3 of my 4 children have graduated from State High, and the 4th one is a freshman at State High. I've been actively involved in their education and have supported them as they've participated in music, theater, and athletics. I have been a member of the booster clubs for each of these activities and routinely interact with people whose children participate in these activities. I've served on the drafting advisory board at the high school and in other volunteer positions. I earned graduate degrees in mechanical engineering from Penn State, and I'm currently the head of the materials processing division at the Applied Research Lab. My career has been based on my ability to participate in, organize, and direct teams of diverse organizations and individuals in formulating and implementing solutions to problems within the available financial, time, and personnel resources. I have experience in obtaining funding, planning and setting up and operating facilities, and I routinely deal with government sponsors and am responsible for all aspects of several government-funded and industry-funded programs. I have taught classes at Penn State and Weber State Universities, and I work with students on a regular basis. I am motivated and dedicated to continue providing each student in the State College Area School District with the highest quality education possible. I believe that this can be done through providing teachers and administrators with the resources and support they need. I believe that the top issues currently facing the school board are development of a plan to address facilities, including the prioritization of projects and managing income sources, the district-wide master plan, and continuing to improve relationships and interaction with the public. I believe that the school board should be as open and transparent as possible, should solicit and respond appropriately to public input, be wise and accountable stewards of public resources, and provide a unified plan to realize the goals of continuously improving the quality of education in the State College Area School District. Thank you for that, allowing me to introduce myself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Welcome. I've already heard the question, but I'll state it again for you, of course. I'm asking you to put yourself in the position of the person sitting down there and tell us how you would see yourself functioning as a school board member, what you would be doing, how you would be interacting with our administration and our staff, how you see the role of a board member vis-a-vis the administration and the staff. Where do you see the differences falling out?
Okay. I think I have the same trouble with Jim as answering all that, in that order. But I believe that as a school board member, I would, participate in the decision-making process, bring my skill set to help provide the input needed to make the decisions. I believe that interaction with the students and staff is a good thing.
How would you interact with them? In what ways?
Well, the way I currently do it is, in many ways, my kids participate in a number of different activities. So I get to talk to music boosters, theater people. I talk to people from the athletic department. I'm on the drafting advisory board, so I interact with the faculty. I'm involved with my children's education, so I talk to the teachers on a routine basis. And I get an input from a variety of different people. Very diverse group in State College.
And with and as a board member, those are the ways you would continue that?
I would continue to do that, yes.
And how about with the administrators? How do you see the role of a board member versus the role of an administrator?
I think a board member provides the stewardship over the finances and sets the policy, provides the administrators with the necessary requirements, necessary resources to do their job, and then listen to the administrator and support them to the best of their ability.
Thank you.
8th, 2006 was a seminal moment in the history of State College School District. On that day, over 200 people testified orally, and in addition to almost 800 written testimonies, entered into a record-breaking Act 34 hearing. It was left to this board to interpret the will of the people recorded on that day. If you had been on the school board, what would your interpretation have been of the public's desire that day, and what would your subsequent action have been?
As a school board member, I would have believed that I would have been in touch with a number of different groups in state colleges I've stated I interact with, and based on that, I felt the will of the people said it. We needed to step back, take a look at what was going on, and really look to see if that was the correct path, and I think they sent a message that there's a ceiling or a limit of the resources, and that they wanted, as a school board member, I would say it was, look at those resources and try to provide an explanation, try to provide a path forward for the facilities.
What do you see as the single most important role you can play to support the success of every student in our district? So, and explain why that role is important to you, and give an example of how you would see yourself carrying out that role.
I think the most important thing would be to provide the resources that the students and the teachers and the administration and the students need to be successful. And the way I do that would be to interact with the students, because ultimately the students are the recipient of the education, and they're the proof of is the project working or is it not, and how well they're learning. And then you would interact with the teachers to find out if they think they're getting the right support, what they would need to change, and also helping the administrators and clearly articulating the support and the resources available, and to allow the teachers to do their job and the students to work.
Why don't you take 2 or 3 minutes and give us a wrap up, and anything else that you feel like you want to add, anything that you've heard from us that seem to be concerns or anything, feel free to embellish on anything.
I think this was a great interview process. I think the questions were fair. I think they were very informative. I think the board has done a really good job, and I hear positive things about the way that they're moving forward and facing the issues that were raised. I'd like to just read a little closing statement if I could.
Sure.
It says, again, I'd like to thank the board members for the honor of being interviewed for the open board position. I am dedicated to providing the highest quality education for all students and providing teachers and administration with resources they need. I believe that my ability to work within a team, my strong analytical background and hands-on approach to problem solving, my experience as an engineer with budgets and facilities, and my relationships within the community, in the school community and the community at large, will be an asset to the board and a complement to the abilities of the current board members. And again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here, and commend you on your excellent work that you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.